And now, you're listening to BodeVision, the podcast edition. We're talking life. Sometimes we're talking cars. Most times, we're just talking that all of the time. Welcome to BodeVision.
Man, what is up and welcome. So this is the first official episode. I might have done some stuff before, I might not have, but this is the first episode that I feel comfortable posting because that's how I gotta do it. I gotta post it when I feel like it's ready, and hopefully I can look back at this and say, that one wasn't that good, but either way, I know I took my time, I know I put my effort into it, and what we have going on today, well, first of all, before we get into that, I'd like to invite you to check out my Instagram, BodeVision. Also, check out the Facebook as well. I'm going to be posting a lot of the things that we're talking about, or maybe different polls or different things like that. I'm going to put that on the Facebook so you can be involved with the podcast, with the channel, with everything going on, and that's just BodeVision Facebook page, BodeVision Instagram. That's all there. So today, we got a fun one. I have Josh, a cop with a swap, with me.
How's it going, man? What's up?
What's up, dude? This is fun. This is a good time. I hope it's going to be a good time. I know it's going to be a good time. So what we have for you guys today, we're going to go ahead, get this started off with 3 different segments. The way that I want this podcast to work is I want it to be organized. I found if we're just kind of gunning it, kind of going for it, it might not work out because I'm not good at just going for it. I like to be a little bit organized. So the first segment is just going to be some daily BS. I got a couple things that I want to talk to you about, Josh, some things that I wanted to ask you. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. And then from the daily BS, we're going to move to your segment. This is the official segment of Josh, a cop with a swap, and we're calling this next segment the 50411. And then we're going to finish off this episode with car talk. Just a couple different things that I have going on at the shop, a couple different topics that you might be able to think of in the car community, and throughout the week when you're working, when you're doing your cop with the swap type job, a cop, just if you have anything that you can think of that you want to talk about, let's go ahead and get into that. So Josh, the first thing that I want to talk about this past week was the 4th of July, right? But you actually had to work on the 4th of July. So I want to go ahead and get started, and I want you to tell me about how your 4th of July was.
Well, my actual 4th of July, I start working at 6 in the evening, then till 6 in the morning. So my 4th of July was spent in the office, so to speak.
Now, when you're in the office, do you get a lot of ridiculous calls? Like, do you get calls saying there's people doing fireworks?
Oh yeah, we got them. Well, yeah, we got them all night, and once it gets later in the night, we start responding to them. But yeah, I think we had a guy call at 9:05 in the evening, saying that his neighbor was doing Disney-style fireworks, and he wanted to know if that was illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal if they're good, but if they're not that good, they're illegal. If they're real nice fireworks, call the police. Is that his thinking? Who knows, huh?
I don't know. And how did he know that they're Disney fireworks? Did they make like the Mickey Mouse kind of?
I don't even think the ones at Disney make a Mickey Mouse thing.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. So you worked on the 4th of July. Did you guys have any kind of party, anything going on to make up for the fact that you were working?
Yeah, we had a 4th of July party on the 6th of July, actually. And it was a typical party and stuff like that, drinking.
So you're telling me that cops, they drink like normal people?
I think we drink more than normal people.
And why is that?
Because dealing with people like you.
Yep, dealing with people like, I don't know. These last 5 years, I've managed to keep out of the limelight of the police radar, if you will. So you just had a normal old party. It was a good time. What was some of the stuff going on?
It was pretty typical 4th of July, but I mean, we all got lit and drunk, and I know I definitely stayed the night there because I definitely was not driving because I was lit.
Yeah, but it was a whole bunch of people on your squad, or just police officers, a whole bunch of different people.
No, well, not just police officers, a bunch of first responders. So,
okay.
A couple dispatchers, a couple firefighters in the area. I think like an EMT and stuff like that. So a lot of the people all in the same line of work, just at a house party.
All right. So the good thing is, if you did want to leave and you were a little tipsy, I mean, who's gonna pull you over? They're all at the party. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I know, because that's your guys' party time, the day shift or whatever shift was going on that time, the opposite shift, if you will, probably had their party on the actual 4th.
Yeah,
this
but
is your shift's party.
Yeah, but you don't poop where you eat, though. So we were like, we were way outside the city where we were working. So
right, and it's not like you would drink and drive. Anyways, that's just ridiculous. And it's really cool that you guys are responsible and that, like, there's a whole big camaraderie type deal going on in the police department. Everybody crashes at everybody's house whenever there's a party, burgers, drinks, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we all hang out a lot, and we're just regular people just like everyone else. I mean, I think we kind of get a stigma of having this, like, cocky attitude and stuff like that. But...
Well, that's what you were explaining to me earlier is you got to kind of walk around with this presence to be taken serious. When you're on your job, you got to be taken serious, so you're not going to just joke around in the general public's eye as you're doing your thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's called, we call it command presence, but it's really for safety.
Right.
For everyone. Because if we went up to some scene and we were like, oh, hey, check out that girl's ass, and man, Joe, you really were drunk the other night, and I'm sorry, yeah, I'll be with you in just a minute. I know your car got stolen, but man, look, your wife has a nice ass and stuff like that.
But when you leave, the text messages happen, say, look at that. I'm just kidding. Not while you're working. Let's make that very clear. Not while you're working, not when you're being paid for by the taxpayers of the city in the city that you work in, because you're not messing around.
Mm-hmm. It's the same as every other job, even if you worked at a McDonald's up front, you're kind of a little bit polite with customers, but
not at the McDonald's we worked at. But that's a whole nother story. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you had a good 4th of July. Sounds really good. Really cool that cops party and do stuff just like the rest of us, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
I mean, there was no one doing cocaine off of a stripper's ass or anything like that.
Not at that party.
Not as far as I know, there wasn't.
Right. Could have been going on in the back. Well, that's pretty crazy. One thing, I'm glad you had a good 4th of July. One thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and one thing that I wanted to ask you about, something that happened to me this past week. Now, Samantha, for those of you guys who don't know, Samantha, my girl, my baby mama, my ride or die, that's Samantha. Ava's my daughter, and I'm stupid dad. That's not really paying attention as much as I should half the time. But that's irrelevant. So do you do a lot of like ordering stuff with apps or online ordering, or like do any of those like food service things where they deliver food, or you just order ahead and then you go pick it up?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I never really like got into it, or haven't yet.
Right. So you're not jumping on this big wave of...
No, I'm kind of more old school.
Yeah.
So
somewhat of a Luddite, if you will.
What's that?
Oh, Luddite, that just means you don't really necessarily believe in like the technology going on. You just like to do stuff old school. But Luddite,
yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah.
Luddite means you don't think the internet's going to take off. But anyway, so you don't do the app stuff. Yeah, man, last week I was home after working all day at the shop, just hanging out. Samantha, Ava was probably throwing something off the wall, knocking over a drink. I'm just completely not even paying attention, because that's just what I'm just on my phone doing whatever, looking at these YouTube comments that are YouTube comments. But anyways, so we were trying to figure out what we wanted to get for dinner, and we got this chicken place in town. They're not a sponsor of the program, because I don't know why they're not a sponsor of the program, but they are known for having their Christian style chicken. You know which place I'm talking about?
Oh, I know which place you're talking about.
They are very religious, and it is definitely their pleasure. So anyways, Samantha ordered the food on the app. She's like, oh, just go pick it up in 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay. 10 minutes later, I got in the car. I'm driving down the street. I don't know whose name the order's in. I don't know anything about it. I just got in the car and I went for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so anyways, I get there, and this Christian chicken establishment always has a jam-packed drive-thru. So that's why she wanted to order it ahead. So anyways, I got there, no line in the drive-thru.
Was it Sunday?
No. Sorry, I just felt like I was going to burp. No line in the drive-thru. So I felt like an idiot for going in, first of all. And then I go in, nobody on the inside either. So then I just go to the first girl that I see, and I'm like, yeah, well, I got to pick up an order. I'm here to pick up for Adam, Samantha, I don't know. I'm here to pick up an online order. She did it with the app. So the girl looked around. She went to her manager. Her manager came over there. She was looking around, and they were making sure that I ordered at the right location, Waterford Lakes, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't know. I just came to get the food. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. So I called Samantha to ask her what's going on. And she said she had already paid that. Because at this point, I was like, I'll just order it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? F it. I don't care about the app. There's no line. There's nobody there. I'll just order the food. Samantha's like, you better not order the food, because I already paid for it. So she sent me the receipt. And then I showed the girl the receipt. And they're like, I don't know what happened. They were looking around. Dude, there's like 10 minutes later, and I'm just standing there like an idiot as they're looking around. And it turns out my food was at the end of the counter, and I just didn't go to the online pickup area.
So really, you could have ordered twice and had 2 different orders before you.
Yeah, I could have ordered 5 times through the drive-thru, but I'm just over here trying to be all modern, using this app, doing all this crazy stuff that, again, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, maybe all the wrinkles aren't ironed out yet. That's how every new thing is, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think once it catches up with itself, it might be a little more sufficient, if you will. But now it's just kind of... It was just kind of some BS, you know?
Because when they built that building, they had no idea about...
Right.
online ordering and stuff.
Right, where you're gonna go to pick up your online ordering. And for now, forget online. I'm not doing online ordering anymore, dude. Forget about that stuff.
Just go burn 10 calories and sit there and order it yourself.
I'm just gonna order it myself. Dude. I'm done with that. I'm not. That's my proclamation right now. No more online ordering as of today. Even though people haven't jumped on it yet, on the bandwagon, I already burned that bandwagon. I'm not doing online ordering.
He jumped on and he jumped off.
I left that bitch before you even got on it. But anyway, so something else that I wanted to talk about. See, this segment is just daily BS. This is just stuff that we have going on. Before we move on to the next segment, I wanted to mention to you, because you follow my YouTube channel. Well, you're my brother. I think you follow my YouTube channel.
No, I watch them every day. Every day you post.
Yeah, every day. Thank you, man. So I just have some new things coming out that I wanted to talk to you about, see how you feel about it. Just kind of wanted to throw them at you, and you tell me if you feel like the people that you work with would be interested, or if you personally would be interested. So what I have going on is I'm going to get some samples, and the good thing about my listeners listening to this podcast is I haven't mentioned anything on my actual YouTube channel about this. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to be getting some new stuff, but if they're listening now, they're hearing it ahead of time. So what I'm going to get is I'm going to get 3 different types of hats, like a black one, a green one, and a brown one. It's just like a trucker style hat, similar to the one that I'm wearing right now, and a leather patch, because I think that leather, like hand-built style, I think that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And how
Old
do you
school
feel?
like me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I like it. I really like it.
That hat says, I don't use online ordering apps. It's like an old school type vibe. And then also, one thing that I think you might like, and I'll give you one so that way you can share it with all your all the people that you work with. They got like a butterfly knife, but it's not a knife. It's a beer bottle opener. And I'm going to get BodeVision engraved on it or etched on it. So
No, I think that would be nice.
Yeah, and then every time somebody comes over to your place, you whip it out. They ask you about it. Hey, man, what's going on?
Talking about the beer bottle opener, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm not talking about the parties anymore. I'm talking about the beer bottle opener. Yeah, so, hey, Josh, what's going on? What is this? Tell me about it. So
I would think it would be pretty neat. And then
if somebody was asking you about it, you would direct them to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, because they would probably see BodeVision right on it and be like, well, what is that? So I think it would fall right in line with your stuff.
And that's legit. That is the key. I feel like that's the key. If you can get something that people are gonna think is cool, and then they'll say and tell their friends what it's from, where it came from, and then they're now coming to my channel, that's paying for itself.
Yeah,
that's where it's at. That's perfect. And then the final thing, so I got some hats, and I got the beer bottle opener butterfly knife type deal, and then also some sunglasses. BodeVision, you got to get your vision straight, but I only ordered one because I want to sample it to make sure it's actually a halfway decent, nice quality product. Yeah. Not everybody wears sunglasses, and personally, I like my Ray-Bans, but I don't know.
We're in Florida though, so a lot of people have sunglasses here.
So we'll definitely see how that stuff goes. So now daily BS is over. You have any quick daily BS stories that you can think of, or let's move on? Let's keep it going.
I think we should just keep right on going.
Keep it rolling. All right, so this is the next segment called the 50411. Basically, the idea behind this segment is the 50, Josh, a cop with a swap, and then it's the 411. This is for you to just tell any crazy story that you can think of. Basically, the 411 from the 50, I don't know how to explain it, so anything that you can think of right off the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kind of funny stories, but I mean, there's just some stuff we absolutely just can't even make up. So we got a call one day about it was from a massage parlor. It was like one of those Asian massage parlors and things like that. So we get there, and the lady's crying, and her eyes are all red and her face is all red, and she's just screaming about she got pepper sprayed in her face and stuff like that, and like she's going crazy and stuff. So we finally get her calmed down, and like she can barely there's a bit of a language barrier, but she pulls up the camera and stuff like that, and she gets her daughter there to translate and stuff. But some guy walked in the massage parlor asking about prices, and like she was like the only one working. And he was asking about like, oh, I want to see like the girls first before I get like a massage. Like I think he had it in his head. This was like a legitimate like normal business massage parlor. This wasn't like one of those like underground,
right?
Like,
one of the
secret...
Robert Kraft style ones.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not familiar, but
the NFL owner from the Patriots who massage parlor, South Florida, prostitution. Man, it's a big deal.
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
Yeah.
But anyways, he I guess this guy had it in his head that he was trying to get like some kind of happy ending or something like that. And pretty much he figured out that this was kind of like legitimate and not like a happy ending place.
Right.
So he like went out to his car, like I guess got his pepper spray, and I came back in and like pepper sprayed the lady and like ran out the back door.
Well, what time was this? I know you work from 6 in the afternoon to 6 in the morning. So what time was this?
This was pretty early in the evening.
Of your shift?
Yeah, like 7:30 in the evening. So
okay.
They were still open for a couple more hours, and So we saw the guy, and he was like walking kind of weird, and he seemed like his demeanor was really weird, and I don't know what was up with him. So we were kind of like around, like looking for him and this and that. We knew like what he looked like, what he was wearing from the video and stuff like that. Then the city next to ours, we kind of worked together. Our cities right border with each other. They got a suspicious person call, and it was a guy with like the same description, like also acting weird. They got in like a little foot pursuit with him and tackled the guy and like got him down on the ground and eventually got him arrested and stuff like that. They had their own like fleeing and eluding charges for like the little foot pursuit thing or resisting charges or something like that. So the same guy, this is probably like two hours later now. They put him in the back of the cop car. And
was this your cop car or no?
This was not my cop car. No, this was the city next to ours.
Okay.
But I was working, so I was kind of hearing about it going on and stuff like that. Oh, they found our guy at the massage parlor.
Okay, and were you one of the responders to the original massage parlor?
Yeah, okay. I was out there, so I was still at that massage parlor, kind of helping the officer take the report and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we always kind of check the back of the cop car, the patrol cars first, for any kind of drugs, needles, weapons, any kind of screwdrivers, because if we get them taken to maintenance and stuff like that, we want to make sure there's no like things in the back of the patrol car. So every time I put someone in the back of my patrol car, I just glance and make sure there's nothing.
Give it like a quick once over, make sure there's nothing back there.
Beginning of the shift, and every time before someone gets right in, I open the door, kind of take a quick glance, and then put the guy or girl in the back of the patrol car. So they put this guy in the back of the patrol car, and then they kind of close the door, and then they're kind of talking this and that.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Was he cuffed and everything?
He was
if you go into the back of a patrol car, you're cuffed every time.
He was fully handcuffed and everything like that. So he had like shorts and a t-shirt on and stuff. So they're kind of standing around talking for like 10 minutes. The guy's just sitting in the back of the patrol car. They open the door back up again, and now they find this big, gigantic vibrator dildo.
Like a dildo?
Like a dildo. Like a straight up like...
And he must have had it in his pockets, huh?
Oh, no. Well, here's the thing. Everyone, before, it's just common police practice, you check everyone's pockets no matter what.
So he had it in the prison wallet.
He had it in the prison wallet. But now it's on the seats in the floor rolling around on the back of the dude's patrol car.
But I'm just trying to figure out how this... Was he wearing pants? Was he wearing shirt? Was he wearing a kilt? Was he an Irishman in a kilt?
I don't know.
How did it get out of... How did it leave the prison wallet and end up on the patrol car back seat?
I don't know those details.
Well, I guess if you're cuffed, and you're doing this, and you can get over here.
Well, I think he just gave it a good old push.
Right out the poop chute.
Because you can lean over onto like your shoulder. It's pretty common for people to do that in the back of a patrol car. He just he must have gave it a good old push, and the submarine
he popped VTEC and boom, right out of there. So this is like a battery operated, because you said vibrator, so it was like a battery operated type deal. So he had to have had that with him for the last, when he went to the massage parlor, everything.
I'm pretty sure he did, because he was walking pretty funny over there. He was looking for like a happy ending massage, so he had something going on in his mind. And then he was in this foot pursuit and got tackled and this and that, and got up and handcuffed, and he got fully searched, all his pockets, go in and out of every single pocket, turn every single pocket inside out, check the waistband. He was clean.
He went in with one in the chamber.
Oh, yeah. Imagine what else you could have, of all the things you could have, handcuff keys.
Right. I think when people think of police officers, they might just think, speeding ticket, brake lights out, full-blown dildo in the back seat of the cop car.
That was up the guy's butt the whole time we were chasing around this guy.
That is insane. Yeah. And then what was it, big? Was it normal? What was it like? I say normal, but was it...
What is normal?
Yeah.
What may be normal to you, maybe not.
I mean, that is insane.
Yeah, I didn't get any details about the size, but I heard it was a pretty substantial size toy.
Right. So, man, that is crazy. And it's just to think that you deal with stuff like that every so often. It's just mind-blowing, because people don't even think of that stuff. And now I was talking about different speeding tickets, this and that, different, I don't know. You guys got anything new going on over there, or do you want anything that cop-related, 50-411 topics that you could think of that you might want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely new stuff going on, things like that. We all wear the body cameras and stuff, but they also integrate. We can go right onto the app, right to our phone, and then replay the videos as well. So like if my buddy gets in a foot pursuit, and I'm not there, I can go watch his foot pursuit.
Oh, okay. Like that. That's pretty sick. So that's just like an app type thing?
Yeah, it's just on their app, and then we can kind of for training purposes and things like that. They keep track of how many times we like view the videos and things like that. So, a real quick story. I guess one time, these guys went to a call. I don't think it was it wasn't in my city, but we just heard about it. There was a fully unclothed female at the call. Yeah, I guess she was what police would say 10-8, which technically means in service, but really it just means she's good looking and no clothes on. So then all the guys at the station, they watched like the video like 40, 50, 60 different times in the night.
Yeah, and that's all kept track of. And
yeah. So now there's all kind of policy, like you have to document every time like you rewatch the video, like what you're watching for, and they like keep track of like, so yeah. So.
Now, I'm not trying to get you in trouble or anything, but is there ways around that, like screen recording? Does that, then you can save it to your personal device? And then, even though I'm not saying that you would ever do that, but the way that I like to think about a lot of different things is what is my way around the norm thing?
That's a very valid point, but here's the thing. You got to think like a cop. So you got evidence of a case on your phone now. Guess what's getting subpoenaed to the court? Your phone. So that means anything on your phone is subject to be brought up in court.
And
so I'm sure you want your search history on Safari up there in the courtroom, right?
Well, that 4th of July party might be on their phone. Who knows what happened?
That's what I'm saying. So that's why. Can you screen record? Yes. Do you want to? No, because now you have evidence on your personal phone that can get subpoenaed to court.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with no subpoenas. I don't deal with that stuff. I'm not dealing with that whatsoever. Now, what about just some random questions that some people might ask you? Some often asked 50401 questions. If somebody's asked you about, I don't know, license plate or red light cams, anything.
That's definitely like one of the most common ones is like red light cameras. Like, I got a red light ticket. What do I do? So,
right.
Well, the quick answer is, you really, do you have an opinion on red light cameras? Do you think they're good or not, or? I'll tell you my opinion here in a minute.
Well, as just a regular pedestrian, I don't know. I guess you're supposed to follow the law regardless, but I almost feel like it's kind of weird if there's not an actual person that saw you do this crime. And I think that
they feed right to the police department, and there is a person sitting there in front of a computer screen watching the.
So it's a live feed.
Yeah, we have a guy at RPD, and he just sits there and he watches the camera, and every time he gets an alert, when it's pretty much always taking pictures and videos and stuff like that. But a person, it's not completely 100% automated. It's not just some robot sending out.
Okay. Well,
so there's a person reviewing it, and if he legitimately sees, hey, that person did run the red light.
Well, there goes my theory. So tell me how you feel about it.
I think it's complete BS.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How so?
So BodeVision, right? Your company got so big and your merch got so big now, you have a fleet of trucks, right? Just driving around everywhere. Oh. You got 10 people working for you, right? You keeping track of... But you own all the trucks, right? So you got a fleet.
10 people, 3 trucks, 7 people here, 3 people out. Who knows who's where when? I got you.
Exactly. So, you got all these people, different people driving your fleet vehicles. Let's say Joe keeps running the red lights.
God damn it, Joe.
But you don't keep track of who's in what vehicle when. Now who's getting all the red light tickets? You.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No.
So in Florida, an actual UTC, a uniform traffic citation, has to be issued to a person. You can't issue a ticket to a vehicle.
So is that why there's these commercials and these ads? I see them all the time on Facebook. Like, if you got a red light ticket, we can help you fight it, blah, blah, blah. So is that the technicality? Is that how they fight it? Is they can't prove who was actually driving?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a private company that's issuing you a fine. It's not the state of Florida issuing you a ticket.
Yeah.
And it pretty much says, like, I've never seen one, but from what I've heard, it pretty much says, like, oh, just pay this $150, and if you pay this $150, we won't issue, and if you don't, we're going to issue you a traffic citation. So that kind of gets people to pay the $150 instead of the $267.
Just another way for the state to collect some revenue, scaring people, getting this.
Yeah.
And that.
I think there is some good intentions behind it, that I don't want people to run the red lights and stuff, which should be anyways,
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
So anyways, 50411, any final thoughts for the 50411? Are you ready to move on to this last topic, car talk?
I think we can move right into car talk.
Let's keep this whole thing rolling. So one thing that I want to talk to you guys about right now at the time that we're recording this podcast, I don't know exactly when this is going to come out, but what I'm heavily working on is Percy Mescuddy. You might know him as Zosh. I'm working on his Integra at the shop. I'm doing that every single day. That's what all of my content has been, but you said you watched anyway. So that's what I'm in the middle of working on right now. And then if you saw maybe about a week ago or so, I posted a video where I'm shaving his side moldings. Did you see that?
I saw that video. I thought that was pretty good.
So thank you, man. So there's a funny story behind that. When Zosh dropped off his car, he mentioned me doing that. And I don't know, I kind of said that's kind of a lot of work. Why don't we just address that when we get there? But in reality, it's a lot more work. And it is cool, but I kind of felt a little bit indifferent about doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I'm tearing down the car. I'm taking off everything, side skirts, side view mirrors, back bumper, front bumper, because he has those two-piece fenders, those like track life composite fenders. So I'm just pulling a whole bunch of things off. And I always like to paint a car with the side moldings off of the car. I just feel like it comes out a lot better. The paint, I don't like it when there's that like overlap of body panel and then side molding, because the paint's more likely to crack right there. So I just always take the side moldings off. I've done it hundreds of times on EKs. I've painted plenty of EKs, and the side moldings, it's like this plastic composite material. You just pop it off nice and easy, and then you pop it back on when you're done. I've never actually pulled moldings off an Integra. It's actually funny. I've never actually even painted an Integra. From all of the Hondas that I messed with, I painted front ends on Integras, but never a entire Integra. So the other day I was pulling off the side moldings, and one of them snapped. So I grabbed my phone, I text Zosh, I was like, hey bro, you still want to do those side mold? You still want to shave the side moldings? You still want to see what's going on with that? It's not going to be that hard. He's like, hell yeah, man, let's shave them, let's go for it. I'm like, let's do it, boy. But in reality,
you're sitting there with the two broken pieces. Like, please say yes.
Yep, exactly. I was thinking, man, I'm gonna have to convince him. If he changed his mind, I'm gonna have to convince him why it's so much better. But
when really a week ago you told him no.
Well, I didn't tell him no. I kind of just said we'll address it when we got there, and we addressed it when we got there because I broke them. So rather than trying to go to a junkyard, and keep in mind, let's say at a junkyard in Orlando, Florida, I find an Integra. That's impossible on its own. But let's say I actually did find one. How am I going to get those side moldings off without breaking them as well? I actually tried to get to the clip on the inside, but the way that the door is set up, I couldn't figure out how to do it. I think you have to slide them on. I don't know. Moral of the story is, he asked me if I could do them. I said, I don't know. Then I broke them. I asked him if he still wants to do them. So I got him to say yeah, and then I went for it. And that's how stuff works at the shop sometimes. But that's all good.
See, right? But none of that was in the videos, though, so it's kind of
exactly. Well, that's why I think the podcast is really cool, because I can tell stories like this, like kind of like the behind-the-scenes funny stuff where that doesn't fit in the video anywhere. You know what I mean? The video, I want to keep it moving. I want to show the entire process. Yeah. Taking off the side moldings, shaving them, welding them, doing all that body work. So the story fits perfectly for the car talk segment. It doesn't fit so perfectly within the videos. So moving on, car talk segment. Oh, and I also just finished up that Miata. You saw, right? The Hellcat Miata. Yeah, man, it's crazy. They're over at, I saw right now they're at Hoonigan filming. The other day they were at Gas Monkey Garage.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and the Miata was actually posted on the Gas Monkey Garage Instagram story, and these guys like that are painting. I think Mike Coy is the painter over there, and Jason Aker, I think is one of the other, but Jason something. And dude, I've been seeing these people on TV for years, and they're standing next to the Miata talking about how cool it is. That's what I do it for.
That you an accurate painter like
laid down that paint, and and
you did all the body work and
the hood cut out, everything.
Yeah.
Straightened out all the dents, got rid of that. Remember where it said Hellcat on the side with the spray paint?
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, that car was literally at my shop 2 weeks ago. It's at Gas Monkey Garage being checked out by the guys that I look up to as builders.
That's nuts, though.
All the money, that's what it's for. The money is money. Money's going to come and go. That is insane to me.
I mean, that whole car is just nuts in general. Like, just the whole idea of the build. It's, like, really, like, a Hellcat Miata. Like, would you really think about, like, well, do I really want to do this?
Right.
But there's definitely like other motivation behind it and stuff.
Yeah, so that car, the guys that are involved with building it, the reason why they built it is exactly what they're doing with it. They built it to be crazy. They built it to get views. They built it for their YouTube channel. That was the entire intention behind the build. And everything that they set out to do is exactly what it's doing. And for that, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that it is completely cool. And it's nuts, but it's like, are people really building cars nowadays like for themselves, or are they like building it which there's nothing wrong with it, or they just building it for the internet or just to invoke a response and things like that. Which, like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's a different time now. It's a different time that people are building cars, for a crowd and for like the scene and stuff like that, rather than just for themselves. Because really, do you really want to build a Hellcat Miata?
Right, I know.
It's really cool. You can just do an LS. It's way easier.
Yeah, exactly. You can do an LS. The weight's going to be a little better. I mean, an LS and a Miata is definitely a better build, but for the wow factor for what they try to do, that's perfect. I also think that crazy stance would not exist if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah, I agree.
Because even somebody who owns a stance car that's about it. Like, I'm about it, static. I'm so about. Dude, if the internet didn't exist, if the internet did not exist, they would not have that car. It's impractical. It's ridiculous to drive. They're breaking oil pins left and right. The root of it is ridiculous, but they get that IG clout. And that's fine. That's completely fine with me. If that's what they built their car, if that's what they want to do with their money, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Just say it how it is. That build wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah. It's the same with, like, do you remember that, like, EK Coupe, like, in Orlando? That was, like, completely, like the shitbox or whatever.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of that car? I mean, it's just to invoke a response.
Yep.
Which, if that's what brings you, like, if that's what brings it out in you, like when you look back at your car and like, yeah, that's my car, that gets all the hate on the internet, and you love that, more power to you. Build that car.
Well, think about it. Builds like that, in my opinion, your car was around way before that car. Your car will be around way after that car. That car was around maybe 2 years and it's gone.
You're talking about my specific car.
Your specific Civic has been around way before that shitbox Civic. And it's still around right now. Shitbox Civic, built it, destroyed it. Somebody probably owns it, or it's probably in a junkyard. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't last. You know what I mean? There's a FRS that I did a wide body kit on a long time ago, and he had it crazy stanced out off the face of the planet. Yeah. I mean, it's just MIA. It gets old.
Did you watch that documentary like years and years back called The Pursuit of Function?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the guys, like, editors of, like, Super Street, I forget what magazine, like, Super Street or, like, TMR, he was saying that, like, the function of racing is the fashion. Like, function will always be in style. Like, a properly functioning car is always going to be cool.
Yep, I agree. It will never, because it works. It works great on the internet. It works great for you get personal joy out of it. If the internet didn't exist, to have a very fast functioning car, that's still badass at the end of the day.
Exactly. Like, I have this like little thing I tell people, like, if it's like, let's say it's like 1970 and you go to a car show and like you have like a badass like 60 whatever like muscle car that's like, real fast, like drag car. Like in 1970, that car was cool. And if you didn't do anything to it and it's still properly functioning and you brought it to a car show today, it's cool.
Yep. Timeless.
Exactly.
Yep. It's a timeless vehicle.
Because there's
timeless build.
Yeah. Because you can always build for the style, but the style is always changing every several years.
Right. Think about like a gasser where they're returning those like old Galaxies, putting like a straight axle underneath the front of it, headers coming out behind the front tire. That style is still cool. It's no longer in style. Where if you just had a like a resto mod of like a Falcon or something, that'd still be cool. Yeah.
Or like the cars like from the first Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
With all the graphics and neon and big wings and stuff like that.
Right. And those cars are cool because of what they were, but it is no longer the style.
Yeah. So it's just something to think about when you're building a car.
Yep. Well, that's crazy, man. That's cool. That's car talk. Man, you got anything else to add in car talk? Or are we wrapping this thing up till next time?
I think we're going to wrap it up till next time.
Yeah, man, that's good. So, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Again, like I mentioned earlier, check me out on Facebook. That's just BodeVision. Instagram is BodeVision as well. One thing that I want to do, and how do you feel about this for an upcoming show? I want you guys to ask Josh a cop with a swap some questions.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. People are always asking me questions. A lot of times it's on the spot too. So I think it would be nice if I if you went on his like social media and his BodeVision pages.
Yeah,
and
I'll post that. I'll probably, because I don't want to do it in the YouTube comment section because there's going to just be all kind of madness in the YouTube comment section. I'm going to do a specific post on my Facebook page or a specific post on my Instagram. Facebook will probably be better because it'll stay longer. Just straight up questions for Josh, a cop with a swap for the next podcast.
Yeah,
and then
they gotta be like legitimate good questions.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, we'll just pick the good ones. People can just say some bullshit if they want, but we're gonna pick the good ones. So
yeah,
yep, that's definitely cool. And then follow all those things, like I just mentioned, Instagram, Facebook. On the next podcast episode, this is gonna be kind of like the regular style of the podcast where we're just shooting it, doing a couple different segments, and then I also want to have guests. Anybody that I'm working with, for example, Percy Mescudi, Zosh, I have him coming in. That's gonna be more of an interview style as opposed to what we just did now. So check out for that coming very soon. And then also, I plan on posting. This is just a plan. We'll see how good I can stick to it. Josh, if you want to help me out and be involved a lot, we'll definitely be able to stick to this schedule. I plan on posting every Sunday around 11, so that way when you're coming in, when you're hungover, how would you say that plural? Who cares? If that's what you're feeling like, you can come, you can sit down, you can do your Sunday chores, you can listen to the podcast, kick back, hang out with us, enjoy yourself. So that's the plan as far as the posting schedule. Josh, you got any final thoughts for this one, or are you good?
Yeah, or if people have other ideas about different things, different aspects of my line of work that people want to know about, put them down there in the comments.
Yeah, man, that's good. So I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video. If you're listening to this not on YouTube, go check out my YouTube, check out the Facebook, check out the Instagram, do all this stuff. You know what it is. Josh, you're good?
I'm good.
I'm out.